What's up, guys? Alexi Michael here, founder of Learn to Cut, and today we got John Vu in the building. Pretty crazy story. He's found insane amounts of success within a very, very short amount of time. So I'll just dive deep into it. So before Learn to Cut, John was charging about $55, had 500 followers on Instagram, and needed improving on eye-catching professional content. Needed to work on scissor skill set, especially with hairstyles that he was, wanting to cut. And he wasn't able to book consistently. And so now after Learn to Cut, he went from 55 to 75, increased his revenue to $12,000 in November, and now $16,000 in December. He's been consistently 60 to 70% pre-booked, averaging 50 haircuts a week. Yeah, this is crazy, man. As I'm reading, this is insane.
Yeah.
Obviously, built his confidence, improved his skill set, and went. By the way, this is the craziest part. Even though the $16,000 a month is fucking unbelievable, you went from 500 followers to 10K followers in a span of 3 months. 4 reels hitting over 120K views, one at 540K views, and one at 3.6 million views on Instagram. Exploring now to host 8 to 12 week in-person classes, which is back-end revenue. What I like to call this is called bottom line revenue. That means it's all straight motherfucking profit. And now planning to also open another shop with his boss in June. And he's going to be the face of Mantra Barbershop for Education. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, John Vu.
What's going on, guys?
Dude, this is fucking insane as I'm reading this. Well, what's your thoughts? Who was John before Learn to Cut, dude?
Um, well, the John before Learn to Cut kind of it was a little weird. Like I knew of the scissor work. I was practicing it throughout my days of cutting and everything. But even though we were having weekly or every Monday, we would have like this kind of seminar that we would run within the team, like almost like a staff training. Even though we were refining these skills every single Monday and everything, it was really hard for me to kind of get like a deeper dive into practicing the scissor work or understanding it in a little bit of a better way. And not only that, but I guess the biggest thing that the LTC program has brought to me was the social media presence, because I was a very you know small timid dude on or social media as a whole, and I kind of honestly neglected it and hated it to begin with. So
Yep.
Learn to Cut kind of taught me was just to build that confidence and become consistent and comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, I mean, when we jumped on the call initially, bro, I did say that. I was like, dude, you have so much potential. And I could tell there was a few missing pieces that we just had. It was just literally a few things we needed to tweak to really get to where you needed to get to. So let's dive deeper into that, right? Like, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges you faced before joining the program?
I think the biggest challenge that I had faced before joining was it was a very closed mindset. And what I mean
Mm,
by that is like I felt like I was going pretty good. I was making like hitting numbers, like being booked out. But the thing is that I wanted more. But the thing is that I also knew that wanting more required me to work more. So I wanted to learn ways to kind of not only scale my business, but to buy my time back and, start to
mm.
live a little bit more of a peaceful life, or like a more balanced life, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and in what way do you feel like now you have that? Like, in what way do you have balance? And like, how much free time do you currently have? What's kind of changed since then?
Right. So, with everything, right, with all the achievements that I have made over the past 3 months, whether that be raising my prices or just getting my time back as a whole, I think that now, after I've raised my prices and not, I wouldn't necessarily say I've lost clients, more so just got my time back. I was able to take Tuesdays off, as opposed to just having that one Sunday off in the week. So now I have 2 days off in the week, so I get to kind of not only work on the back end of my business, but I also get to kind of take care of my errands and my chores, and just I'm able to live life a little bit more freely.
Wow, amazing, dude. So you used to have only Sundays off. Now you have Sundays and Tuesdays. So you have 2 days off.
Yeah.
And obviously now you have more time to focus on your personal life, but emotionally, has this affected you in any way?
100%. Yeah, I think, going into the shop or just living day-to-day life, I kind of have a better mindset knowing that, like, oh damn, like, yeah, my Monday is gonna be really busy, but the next day it's like, oh, I get to chill, like I actually get to
Yeah.
get
Yep.
some of my things done in my life. And
Yep.
it,
You
it
get to
definitely
actually
frees up.
enjoy your Sunday. You get to enjoy your Sunday or Monday, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because now
exactly.
you have
'Cause-
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, it was just like, now that I have 2 days, it's just better for myself mentally.
Yeah. Amazing, man. Okay, cool. So, I mean, you had all these challenges, you faced all these challenges. You were doing quite decent. I guess why did you decide to join us out of all people? Why did you make that leap of faith and you trusted in us to get to where to get you to where you needed to get to rather than everyone else? Why us?
Right. So that was one thing that I was thinking about to myself personally as well before, choosing a mentorship, because I had another one in mind, and
Yeah,
it was the Tomb 45 one by Chris Bostio. But the reason why I chose LTC was because I wanted to kind of really put an emphasis on improving my scissor work. And I knew that, I'd been following you, Alexi, for some time now. And I knew that
yeah,
you focus heavily on a lot of the scissor work and the personalization within the haircuts. So, and I like the style, I like the aesthetic, the music you use even. So I did want to kind of follow that wave, right? Because it kind of resonated with me in a sense. So that's why I chose Learn to Cut as opposed to any other program.
nice. So it just aligned. You were just more aligned to the style that we were doing rather than, let's say, the other programs, right? And you're just like, based on that, you're like, okay, let me just take this leap of faith, given the fact that these guys are, the aesthetic, the style that I'm trying to go with, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, cool. Now, obviously, you said your biggest one somewhat was, branding. Would you say that was the biggest takeaway from the program was learning the branding side of things, or were there other takeaways as well?
Um, I guess, yeah. I mean, the biggest thing was branding for sure, because my end goal with barbering is not to cut all the time. It was more so to educate. So, and with education, that has to come with like how you look like to the general world, right?
Yeah,
So, I had to become more credible. I needed to look like, professional and somewhat, or have somewhat of like a stacked resume, right? A decorated barber.
absolutely. And where do you feel like now? Obviously, something that's very important to mention is you went from not potentially thinking about opening a shop to now in June opening a shop, and now being the face of the education role for Mantra Barbershop.
Mhm.
Um, how do you feel like your confidence is now to become an educator, and where do you feel like your skill set is at now to be able to become an educator?
That's a good question. My confidence in the beginning, right? I mean, we had talks about opening a shop about maybe a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
but it never fell through because of us getting really busy and just a whole bunch of other small little factors. But now the confidence that I have in opening, not only opening the shop, but becoming the face of the education program is significantly higher, just because I've refined my skills through a lot of the modules that I've been watching through LTC. The confidence I've built up in front of the camera has helped a lot too, because now that we're kind of starting to make a course and everything, I feel a little bit more comfortable to kind of stand in front of that camera and talk naturally as opposed to like stuttering all the time.
yeah. And I've noticed that, dude. I would say your content is amazing to see. And I think what the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why you grew so quickly is because you're adding so much value through your Instagram, which is something what I've done as well, right? Those educational style videos are doing so well for you because you're actually helping a lot of people out. So the intention behind it is pure, which is in, is the results you're getting, right? You're by helping others, you're getting what you've wanted as well.
Right.
So let's talk about this. How do you feel now that you've accomplished all this? So who was the John Vu before, and who is the John Vu right now? I mean, we know who the John Vu was before, but what can you say about the John Vu today?
Well, the John Vu before, like I said, it was just a very timid kind of just like your local barber. You know, I knew the technical side, or like some of the technical side of like how scissor work, how it worked, and how to like tailor a haircut to a client. But the confidence that I have now in like actually personalizing the haircut to the client and really making a difference in the haircut, for like from a regular haircut to like a really tailored haircut,
Yeah,
I think it's insane over the
night and
past 3 months what I've been able to
day.
learn.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I guess for the people watching, what can we expect from John Vu now? Obviously, you mentioned a few things, but I think it's important to hear it from your voice as well.
Yeah, I mean, with 2025 and going on forward, there's a lot of things that you guys can really expect from me. Definitely, the education side it's gonna go up. Like that's gonna be a big thing. I'm gonna be working on a course with my videographer, my
Let's go.
peers. I'm gonna be hopefully soon, start connecting with a whole bunch of other people, traveling the world and educating in front of different people. Um, remember the name. I do want to say that. Remember the name, not only my name, but the name of Mantra. Mantra is definitely going to be put on the map for sure.
Fuck yeah.
And
Love
it's
the
just,
attitude.
look out for.
Let's fucking go, bro. Love it. Couple more things. Where would you say was your revenue before joining the program, and where is it at currently in January? Obviously, we could talk about December. But I guess we could, since December is already been done. So talk about that. What was the revenue before? Where was it at by the end of December for New Year's?
Right. Like I said, I mean, you guys kind of already know off of what Alexia had said, but at the end of December, not clocked in, I slammed 16 grand that month, which is fucking crazy. But the next thing is this month, which is January. We're about halfway through January now, exactly halfway. And I mean, January is just one of those months where it's kind of weird. It kind of
Yeah,
dies down a little bit. Everyone, there's really nothing happening.
yeah,
So it's died down a little bit, but I'm still staying consistent. I'm still hitting that, 10K a month.
yeah,
It's just at the end of this month, I'll really be able to see like an exact number. But I'm
yeah.
guessing probably off the top of my head, if it continues to go the way that it's going, I would probably say I'm about to hit anywhere from 13 to 15.
Amazing. So we increased the base from it being 12 to 15, 16 now, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
which is a fucking massive win. And the reason behind why this is huge as well, because now you don't have to wait a year to open the shop. The intention now is like I could do this in 6 months because now I have the revenue to back it up.
yeah.
Which is massive, massive win, dude. Last question, brother.
Mm.
For anyone that's on the fence about joining our program, would you recommend this to them and why?
Yeah. This is a program where your personal mentor is going to push you. Your coach is going to push you big time. My personal coach, I want to give a shout out to John Lloyd. John Lloyd, he helped me for sure, brought me a lot of confidence. I did express a lot of eeriness or weariness about joining the program because it's a hefty number. But
Yep,
the thing is that it's all worth it at the end of the day, because I tell this to everyone: if you continue to invest into your craft, right, that's always going to be, if that's going to better yourself, take the fucking jump, because it's it's
100%.
it's it's always going to benefit you, whether you like it or not, whether you like the price tag or not. It's going to benefit you down the road. It's going to pay itself off.
And there is no better feeling now because it's like the hesitation you've had, this journey of like, I don't know if I should do this and spend all this money, to now you having to do this for others. Right now, you're going to become an educator and you're going to have to be the one that changes these people's mindset. But there is no better feeling by being the individual that had to go through this cycle of being like, look, guys, I was in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in a position to help you. But the only way I could help you is because I was the one that had to invest and take the risk initially.
hundred
So,
percent.
dude, I just want to say massive congratulations. Fucking super proud of you. You smashed it. Chop Lloyd always talks about you. John always talks about you. So he's very fucking proud. He's like, that's my son, dude. I built that guy up. So yeah, dude, super proud of you. And obviously, I know that we have a couple things lined up. Texas is on its way. Would love to see you there in your team. I know you got a few guys that want to come. So let me know if you're still interested for that. But regardless, dude, I'm super proud you smashed it, and I cannot fucking wait for you to open the shop and hopefully get an invite to come check it out as well.
You're the first person, you and Chop Lloyd.
100%. But yeah, dude, we'll keep in touch, John. I appreciate you doing this as well, bro. And if you got any questions for me, bro, send me a message, and I'm looking forward to keep working with you, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you again.
All right, my man. We'll talk soon, bro. Take care.
All right, take care.